But instead of trying to escape the moment, be in the moment.
Yeah.
And think about the great things that you have in that moment. You know, what do you think is better for your mental health? To take a moment to reflect on what is great in your life, or doom scroll social media and compare your life to the lives of others? Okay, welcome to the Middle-Aged and Miserable podcast.
I just want to remind everybody to subscribe and like, and that kind of engagement really helps us out. Thank you.
All right, Pat, today we're going to talk about something that we can all do that can help you get what you want in life. It can help you get out of being stuck in the past, thinking about your problems, and it can make you way happier.
That sounds great, Chris.
Yeah.
Also, guess the best thing about it is free.
No way.
It's free. Unlike any of those fancy, expensive self-help courses, this won't cost a penny. This is awesome. Anyone can do it, and its impact is huge.
Yeah, and we're going to get into it. And we also have a most brilliant life hack at the end. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely worth sticking around for that.
So what is it, Chris?
It's gratitude. We are talking about gratitude.
You said gratitude.
Gratitude. It's gratitude.
What are you, American?
Yeah, it's gratitude. And maybe a lot of people will be saying, yeah, whatever, gratitude, I get it, I've been there, done that. However, it's really worth continuing because it's shocking how practicing gratitude the right way can completely improve your life. Mm-hmm. There is literally no emotion that we have that can come close to helping us in as many areas as gratitude. Yeah. And today we're going to go through how it helps us and how anyone wanting to improve their life can incorporate it.
Yeah, we hear it a lot, gratitude. I say it a lot. But in terms of what is it really, a high-level definition, basically, or what we're saying by gratitude, we mean it's appreciating what you have in your life. Essentially, like just living in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what we mean by that.
But it does way more for you than that.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through a bunch of things that it does for you.
Yeah.
All right. So number one, it improves your mood. Mm-hmm. So here's a quote from Tony Robbins. You cannot be angry and grateful at the same time.
That's really insightful. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, you can't be frustrated and grateful at the same time. Mm-hmm. And you cannot be fearful and grateful at the same time. So if you are grateful, then you're none of those things. You're not angry, frustrated, or fearful by default.
And it's so easy. We can all just try it. Like, it's so easy to practice. So I say it's easy. The example I'm going to use is, say you're about to explode out of rage, which sometimes is an uncontrollable emotion, but let's just try it, right? At that moment, if you're conscious enough to be able to do this, stop and imagine, like, say you're in an argument with, say, a loved one, and you stop, take a pause and think, what if they weren't in my life? Well, what if they weren't in your life and they were taken away from you, for example, and think how much they mean to you at that moment, or how much they mean to you in your life, and how grateful you are to have them in your life. And looking through that lens, you're not going to see them and the argument the same way.
No,
it's going to change your mood instantly.
Yeah.
It's not, that part of it is not really easy to do, admittedly, but we can all try it. We can all do it.
Yeah, and likewise, say if you got up in the morning and then you did your gratitude list,
right?
And you walked out of your room and you were just full of that sense of gratitude and happiness. Yeah, it would be very hard to go downstairs and get into a raging argument with somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
At that point, right?
Yeah.
So it improves your mood, but it generally improves your happiness, because when you're focusing on the good things that you have in your life, you just frankly spend more of your time happy.
Yeah.
Because gratitude is it's like a muscle you can train.
Yeah.
And the more you look and see the things you're grateful for, the more you find them. And then this creates more moments of happiness. Yeah. And the more you find these moments of happiness, just the happier you are in general in your life.
That when you said to train that muscle, that reminds me that it's easy to say, and I've said this to people, that it's easy for you because you're positive anyway. You're positive by nature. You're a happy person. Well, having doing this for a long time, I fervently believe that you can train yourself to become that. Even if you're not the kind of person that does this regularly and practices gratitude and often gets into moods, you can become a happy, more positive person simply by doing this.
Yeah.
It's training.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what else can gratitude do for you then?
Well, as you can tell, I like talking about it. It gives you more energy and more enthusiasm. Just for example, think about somebody who we all know somebody that's miserable, that's complaining about all the crap going on in their life all day, compared to somebody who's completely the opposite, who's extolling the virtues of life every day. Who's got the most energy?
Yeah.
Who do you want to hang around with the most?
Yeah. Yeah. So it gives you energy, enthusiasm, and it can also improve your career. Or if you're an entrepreneur in business, it can improve that because being grateful lifts your mood and makes you a more pleasant person to be around.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, in the workplace, someone with enthusiasm, energy, and nice to be around, they get noticed more than someone who has a lack of enthusiasm and energy. Yeah. And that can lead to being considered for promotions or being in mind in someone's mind, or it can result in you standing out in job interviews.
Yeah, definitely. You can see that in other people, actually. If you think about the people that you see, say, in the workplace, for example, thinking about the people in the workplace right now, if you think about the people that are more energetic, more happy, more grateful, in fact, compared to the people that are not, the ones that are always complaining and miserable and down, the ones that are happy and more grateful tend to be better off in their careers. They tend to be doing better. They get the better jobs and they get the promotions and their careers accelerate compared to the people that don't. That's a trend and that's real.
Absolutely, yeah. So how else can gratitude help you in the professional realm?
In terms of a business, if you have your own business or you are looking to create your own business, being a leader, you have to inspire other people to want to do business with you, to become clients of yours, and inspiring messages from a place of gratitude, and from somebody who's enthusiastic and engaging. You're gonna end up attracting more clients, more business partners than somebody who is just a bit more reticent and fearful and lacking in self-confidence. It doesn't give off the same energy.
Yeah.
And because at the end of the day, people do business with people they like.
Yeah.
We do business with people we like because you resonate with people like that. And if you're happy and easygoing with an upbeat temperament, you're more attractive to do business with.
Yeah. Okay, so it helps you in the professional realm. It makes you happier in general.
Yeah.
Gratitude can also make you live in the now, which is important because so much of the time we're looking forward. We're worrying about the future. We're worrying about what may or may not happen. We're conjuring up the worst case scenario in our minds. We're either doing that or we're thinking about problems from our past, how we wish things were different, and how we are angry at this person who did this or that thing that happened in our past. And we're never in the now. We're always preoccupied with the past or the future.
Yeah. By practicing, having a moment of gratitude stops all that. It brings you straight into the present moment because essentially what you're asking yourself is, right now, what am I grateful for right now? And looking back and looking forward isn't helpful at all to your mental state, and being grateful in the now is where you want to be, because that's what's going to take you forward. That is helpful.
Yeah. Side note related to living in the moment. Another way you can use gratitude to get back to that present moment. Say if you're in a doctor's waiting room or a bus stop or something, then you can use that time instead of just that instinctive reach for your phone. Use that time to practice gratitude. Just go through some things.
You do this.
I do this.
Yeah.
Because what we do a lot now these days is we're looking for a distraction to pass the time and avoid living in the moment.
Yeah.
But instead of trying to escape the moment, be in the moment.
Yeah.
And think about the great things that you have in that moment. What do you think is better for your mental health? To take a moment to reflect on what is great in your life, or doom scroll social media and compare your life to the lives of others?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, if you're in, it also improves your personal relationships. I'm a firm believer of that. Because, like I'd mentioned, like if you're, if you're in a fit of rage, but even if you're just in an argument and you're just having a bit of a heated debate with somebody that you love, it'll calm you down when you start to think about, if you're able to start thinking about the things that you're grateful for and then the things that are awesome in your life and having that person in your life, it diffuses the situation.
Yeah.
It really does. And it makes us also easier to forgive somebody as well.
That's a big one.
It is, because again, these are all the same thoughts that if you think how grateful you are to have that person in your life, it calms you down. You don't feel as angry about that, and then you'll it makes it easier to apologize after an argument, because I think what you're doing really, you're realizing that whatever it is that you've argued about, often it's petty and it's just a bit of bickering, right? And then when you start to put that into perspective of how you feel towards that person with gratitude, it kind of all goes away, really.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, but it's not. But it works.
So when you think about it, right, gratitude is almost like it's a step back and thinking about the big picture. Mm-hmm. Because in those examples we just talked about, thinking gratitude in the heat of an argument, or swapping out, practicing gratitude instead of picking up your phone and doom scrolling, it's almost like it's taking a step back, looking at the big picture and just being here now and being grateful now. Mm-hmm. Like in the argument scenario, it's taking a step back from that little thing you're bickering over and saying, hold on a minute, I deeply care about this person. I'm married to this person and I want to be married to this person for a long time. Why am I arguing about dishes or something? You're actually really, I'm grateful that they are in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that. That's like when you're doom scrolling. I love that term, doom scrolling. Every opportunity you want to hide behind your phone because it's become an instinct to everybody these days. You don't have to fill each moment in your life full of stuff to do. You can take a step back. And those moments, like what you do, like you're in the doctor's waiting room or whatever, you spend a lot of time in the doctor's, and you take those moments to step back and reflect on the things that are in your life that you care about, that you're grateful for, and you can think of just silly little things like I'm alive, or I'm healthy despite spending all your time in the doctor's waiting room. You can say I'm relatively healthy. I've got comfort. I've got a home. People around me who care about me.
Yes,
there's always so many things.
Yeah, it's essentially looking up and for 1 second from the stresses and relentlessness of everyday life and saying I am grateful for this moment.
Yeah, there's something that I don't know what made me think about this. It struck me on my background, the computer background. On my computer, right? There was a picture that came up of, it was taken, I don't know when it was taken, it was during one of the moon landings. In the foreground is the moon landscape, and in the background is Earth, is about the size of a small little football, right, on the screen. And I found myself just staring at this. Is a photograph, right? It's nothing super spectacular, it's just a photograph. I found myself staring at this picture thinking, everything I've ever cared about is right there on that small little blue planet, right there. And it gives you a moment to stop and appreciate everything that you've got. I found myself like, I didn't get emotional about that, but I started to think, wow, we worry about the craziest little things sometimes, but we're all here on Earth together.
Yeah, which is amazing in itself. Mm-hmm. I watched a video of James May from Top Gear.
Oh, yeah.
And he flew in a U-2 spy plane, which I think they fly at like 70,000 feet. Mm-hmm. And he went up in it and he saw the curvature of the Earth. Right. And he looked down. He said the sky was down and it was black. He was in space. Mm. And he's a pretty straight guy, very British. He got emotional. I guess it's just a complete detachment from the noise and then just seeing the big picture and being grateful for that. Like, it's amazing we're here and we're alive. So that in itself is a win. Right?
It's true.
Okay, so what else can gratitude do for us, Pat?
So there's something I want to touch on. It's to do with the law of attraction. And this expressing gratitude regularly raises your energy vibration level. We're going to get to that in a minute. Which basically allows you to attract to you what you want. So do you want to explain a little bit about what we're getting at here?
A whole different podcast on this, but the law of attraction, a high level explanation is it's manifesting or attracting whatever you want in life to you. And this is done by raising your energy vibration level. And to do this, you can visualize yourself with the thing you want. That raises your vibration, and affirm over and over to yourself using a process called auto-suggestion that you have that thing that you want.
Yeah, you're really good at explaining it that way. but what it basically does is convincing you, you're on a subconscious level, that you already have that thing that you want. And being convinced like this raises your energy level, your energy vibration level, to match that thing that you are desiring, which allows you to attract it into your life from, I don't know, where the God, the quantum field, the universe, whatever higher power that we all believe in. And surprisingly or not, it actually does work. And this thing will pop up into your life through some crazy coincidence or unexpected place, really. And it all sounds a little bit kind of supernatural kind of thing, but it's real. It bloody works. This thing does.
Yeah, but for the purposes of this conversation, just know that's what happens. Being grateful raises your energy vibration level, and that can bring the things that you want into your life, and that's why it's important to practice gratitude. Yeah. On the other hand, not being grateful and focusing on the things that you do not have in life lowers your energy level and brings you more of that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important. Gratitude is not only great for your mood and helping you feel great, but it's also very important in bringing what you want to your life or bringing what you don't want in your life to you.
You need to know about that. So I think we've got much better explanations in other videos on our
We've got a video. Channel. We can put a link in there. We'll put a link in the description.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Okay. Let's summarize.
Okay, so let's do a mini summary here. So being grateful and practicing gratitude improves your mood, happiness, enthusiasm, your energy, and it can improve your career or your business if you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it helps you live in the moment, allowing you to step back, and it improves your relationships, and it raises your energy vibration level, allowing you to manifest more of what you want in your life.
Yeah.
So that's kind of talked a lot about what it is, gratitude. Let's talk about how to do it and when to do it as well. When's the best time?
Yeah.
All right.
I do it in the morning. I do it first thing in the morning. I think it sets you up for the day. I mean, just imagine someone who gets up 10 minutes early, showers, and then takes the time to think about the great things they have in life. And compare that person to someone who sleeps in, gets up late, and then immediately thinks about the problems of their past, people that have done them wrong, and then how crappy their day is going to be.
Are you doing that during the cold shower part of the day?
Yeah. But who do you think is going to be the most approachable, energetic, and pleasant person out of those two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it after the cold shower.
But, you know, it being grateful, it's not a delusion. You know, things happen in life. Often we'll feel that we don't have anything to be grateful for. I know I've been there. You wake up in the morning and think, oh no, and you're feeling like, oh God, this is a chore. I got to be grateful, blah blah blah. But I've always found that when I take that moment to stop and think about what I'm grateful for, there is always something.
Of course,
there's always something we can come up with that we're grateful for. Like I've always got a job. I've always thinking I've got a job. I am healthy. My family is safe. I don't live in a war-torn country.
There's always something.
Yeah, there's always. If there's nothing like that immediately tangible, I'm alive and I'm breathing. Yeah. Right? You know, there's always something to be grateful for.
Yeah. So that was kind of when we do it. In fact, I've just thought of another. You can do it in other times of the day using we're going to talk about it in a minute, but you can do it later on in the day. You can do it in any given moment during the day.
Any little window. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was when, but how do you do it? What do you do? Pat?
So I do. I tend to do it in the morning. Is when I set out deliberate time to do that. But I have a journal. I'll journal every day, and on my journal I have a set of set questions. And the first question is, write down 10 things I'm grateful for, and that to me is the most uplifting part I can, like I said earlier, I can get out of bed on the wrong side and be in a right old mood. Even just doing that, because it's forcing me to think about what I'm grateful for right now. It might not cure a bad mood or a worry that I've got, but it certainly uplifts me, and I'm feeling better about doing that. And the thing is, it can be literally anything. And I'll often focus on the small things, like I've got a house, or I've got a vacation coming up, or it's Christmas time coming up soon, and feeling the sun is out. You know, there's so many random little things that if you stop and think about them, it lifts your mood.
Yeah.
It really helps.
Yeah, I'll do a walk. I'll just go for a walk sometimes. I just find it to calm me down. But then maybe it's like a gratitude walk, really, and I just reminisce about what I have in my life. I try and notice the birds singing and be present. Nice. You know, just listen to the leaves gently moving in the wind or whatever, and just try not to take any of it for granted. Just be happy that I'm there. You know, I'm healthy and I'm enjoying that.
There's something about appreciating the little things. Like, I remember, I'll do this often. It's like, it could be as simple as, I've just had a really nice cup of coffee, and that in itself is like, oh, I'm grateful.
I've always said it. If you can enjoy a cup of coffee, you're in a great spot mentally.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, like just the smell of it and the taste of it in the morning when it's all quiet and calm, and you're with your own thoughts. And I know it's a little thing, those little moments of quiet and solitude. I love it. Yeah,
and taking the time to enjoy the calm before a busy day at the F3 workouts in the UK.
Right.
They finish the workout. They do a bit of a talk afterwards, and then they say, let's just take 30 seconds.
Do they say 30 seconds?
No, they say 30. Let's take 30 seconds silence. Just to enjoy this moment before the chaos of the day. And then we all stand there. Sometimes there's sort of 20 people. Wow. And you just stood there in silence, and you just hear the birds, and it's just a moment of calm before the chaos.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So continuing the thread of enjoying the little things. So we're talking practicing gratitude. You can do the doctor's waiting room thing or the bus stop thing, and mentally just go through 10 things you're grateful for, as opposed to the journal that you were talking about.
Right. Yeah.
Or alternatively, you can just observe, observe and watch the world out the window, and just be grateful to be here, right now.
That reminds me of do you remember when we used to work in Paris, and there was a guy in the office called Noel?
Yeah.
And his words still stick in my head. He'd come in the morning, and we're all like a bit down and dejected because we've got a whole day ahead of us in this crappy little porter cabin of an office at the back. And he would go, "It doesn't get any better than this, boys. It's warm and it's dry and the meter's running."
Yeah, we're getting paid. The meter's running, meaning we're getting paid.
I love that. That was a great attitude.
Warm and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can use gratitude triggers to maintain the gratitude habit. You can set your phone to remind you in the day. Set 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just have a little reminder. Just quickly think of 5 things. You can just lift your mood again.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Gratitude rock. I've got a gratitude rock. You can get a gratitude rock.
A what?
Gratitude
rock.
Say if your son or daughter gave you a rock once, just keep it, and then just put it by your bed or put it on your desk, and just touch it every now and then, or just look at it and use it as a little unconscious trigger.
Really?
You look at it and it can be anything. It could be any object.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, just something set aside. You just look at it, and it's just a mental trigger. Like, oh yeah, I must think gratitude, and
keep it in your pocket.
Yeah.
What?
So you can keep it in your pocket, put it on your desk.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That actually.
Yeah.
It's not. Let's just take a moment. It's not just about appreciating what you have in your life. It's also by appreciate who you've got in your life as well. But this is another thing, little hack we're going to talk about in a minute, is telling them that. The people that you appreciate in your life, tell them that you appreciate in them in your life. Like I remember it was Father's Day, and I don't know why. I think it's because I'm a father as well, and it got me thinking about it. And I wrote a letter to my dad in a card, and it was about how I realised that I don't want to get into how hard it is to be a father and all that, but there's a certain amount of responsibility. There's shouldering a burden silently throughout life, and I started thinking about that, and started thinking about my dad and how my dad didn't ever complain about the things that he had on his plate, and he would just keep going and keep grinding through life. And I just found myself really being grateful to him, and I wrote it to him in a letter on a Father's Day card and sent it to him, and it really moved him. It really, from his response, it was like, that really touched him. And that also feels really good.
Yeah. I did it with my parents as well. I wrote them a letter about just thanking them for being my parents.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are older, so I just felt like something that I needed to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll write a text. I'll write, I did it the other week. 3 people, 3 texts, 3 notes of gratitude.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to say, I know it's out of the blue, I just wanted to say I really appreciate the way you do this.
And I love doing this because not only does it make them feel good, it makes you feel good because you've made somebody feel good.
Yeah, it's win-win.
Yeah, it really is.
And so that's sort of like personal relationships, but also the same in the professional realm. You know, you want to thank people for a job well done in the same way. It'll make you feel good, but it will really make them feel good.
Definitely.
You just take a step back from the deadlines, the stress, and appreciate what people do for you in the workplace.
Yeah.
Give recognition awards, and it makes them feel great. But it also kind of increases your standing in their eyes as well, because you've taken the time to recognize.
Yeah, I like to do that at work as well. Like people that have given a really good presentation or done a good job, especially the younger people, that we tend to be too quick to criticize, but I find that people that do a good job, it really boosts their confidence if you tell them they've done a really good job there.
Yeah.
And they're going to remember that, and it makes them feel valued in the workplace as well.
Okay, Pat, we've now got a couple of brilliant life hacks to share.
Life hacks, yes. I got first one, right? Brilliant life hack number 1.
Go on in.
This is a Rod Cleef thing. And it's so good. It's a real pro move. I'm gonna do this.
Pro move.
Yeah. So write down every day in a beautifully leather bound journal one thing that you love and appreciate about your wife, and then do it for a year, and give it to her either on a birthday or whenever it is at Christmas or a special occasion. Give it to her as a present a year later.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a really good idea.
That is what you call a pro move.
Definitely doing that. Yeah,
definitely.
What's number 2?
All right, brilliant life hack number 2. I'm going to call this one driveway gratitude.
This is ours. This one, isn't it?
This is not Rod Cleef. This is us, right? So the problem is, you get home from work, you've had a crappy day, you've got no energy, you're frustrated, and when you walk in that door, your loved ones are going to see the worst of you. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to stop and you're going to ask yourself, is that how you want to show up when you get home? Do you want to go in there and immediately rattle off all the reasons that your day was crappy and all of the people that, did bad things that day? Or do you want to stay an extra minute in your car on the driveway and take the time to pause? Think gratitude. Think how lucky you are to have who you have on the other side of that door.
I love that.
How are you going to greet them when you open that door? And decide right there and then that you're going to give them the best hello. You're going to ask them about their day. You're going to be truly present when they tell you about their day, and you're going to listen. And you're going to spend that time on the driveway to wash away the tough day that you had. You're going to wash it away with gratitude, and you're going to greet your family as they deserve to be greeted.
That is brilliant.
That's driveway gratitude right there.
Yeah, you do that, don't you?
I do it.
Yeah,
I do it. I don't want to show up miserable.
Yeah, that's good. That.
Yeah.
Okay, let's summarize the episode, Chris.
Okay, let's summarize. So we talked about there are life-changing benefits from practicing gratitude, and we talked about how it's free, didn't we, Pat?
Yeah, we did.
We said it improves your happiness, enthusiasm, your energy. It can improve your career or your business.
Yeah. It helps you live in the moment. Anyone can do this, by the way, and it'll improve all your relationships as well.
That's right. And we talked about some ways to practice gratitude. Take a walk, build that gratitude muscle, enjoy the little things in life, and appreciate others in your life. And of course, driveway gratitude. Grab that and run with it.
Driveway gratitude, love it.
Yeah, and so the bottom line, just to put a bow on it, just the bottom line is if you concentrate on what is amazing in your life and make it a habit to remember that, then your life is going to expand in the most surprising and positive way. So go out there and do it.
Love it. All right,
Pat, it's the after show.
It's a after show.
Differences between UK and US people.
Yeah, go on then.
Food.
Oh, there's so many differences.
There are a lot of differences, but one of the main ones I found when I got to America, I noticed that Americans love Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
And they know all the dishes. They know enchiladas, they know fajitas, they know all of it.
Yeah.
And we know it now, don't we? But
Yeah.
when
It's
we
like
first
it's
got
obvious.
when we first got here, we didn't know any of it, did
No,
we?
no, not at all. No.
And I guess that stands to reason because obviously Britain is not right next to Mexico, and
No, we
America
didn't
is.
have too much exposure to Mexican food at all in the UK, did we? Really?
No.
When we were growing up.
We had chili con carne. That was it. wasn't
Yeah,
it,
that was
growing
it.
up?
I used to grow up. Yeah, like I don't know. Wednesday night was chili con carne night.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. Really.
But so everyone here knows about Mexican food, and we had to learn it. But what Americans probably don't realize is in the UK, everybody knows about Indian food. Everybody's
that's right,
obsessed
yeah.
with curry. Everybody eats curry.
Yeah.
And everybody knows all of the dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Like what are some of the dishes?
Well, the one that comes to me is vindaloo. which
Vindaloo.
is literally the hottest one. There's jalfrezi, Rogan Josh,
Chicken
korma,
tikka masala.
chicken tikka masala, etc.
Yeah, so everybody knows all these, and in the same way that Americans know Mexican dishes. Whereas I've noticed not so much here, but when you mention curry to Americans, they're not that familiar with it, are they?
Not really, no. But there's probably a good reason for us having curries in our culture so much, isn't there?
Yeah. For a start, there's a lot of Indian people in Britain.
I was gonna say, yeah.
India is an ex-colony of Britain, so
right.
that for that reason.
Yeah.
But also, I think it is also culturally. Back in the day, probably in the 90s, 80s, 90s, pubs shut at 11. Always.
Yeah.
It was
Right. I see what you're
yeah,
getting at.
it was like a leftover from the war. And so when the pubs shut, there were nightclubs, but they were kind of further out of town.
Yeah.
So people would go to the curry house because the curry house
Yes,
had
you
an
could get a
alcohol
beer,
license.
couldn't you?
You could get
That's
alcohol.
right. Of course we did,
So you
yeah.
could get a couple of extra beers in the curry house late on in the evening and then have a curry at the same time.
Oh, I love that. That was good, actually.
So it almost became like embedded in our culture, didn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately though, with that you've had a skinful of drink and you're not making very good decisions. So we tend to kind of go a bit on the hot side with our orders.
Well, that's the
really.
male bravado kicking
really
in.
is, yeah.
Everyone's got to have the hottest curry.
Yeah, I know that's how it
Everyone's
goes.
got to have a vindaloo because it's the hottest.
And that's just, I can't eat a vindaloo. I had a vindaloo in a pub when I went back on holiday once. I'd forgotten how hot they were, and for some stupid reason I ordered it. Completely, I couldn't finish it. I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't feel my mouth anymore. I was sweating. It's like I'm not doing that again. That was just so immature. Yeah, I wasn't immature really.
Speaking of hot and spicy,
Go on then.
it's not just Brits eating curry. Americans are obsessed with hot sauce, hotness,
God, yeah,
and
there's
hot
an obsession
sauce.
with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That reminds me again. I was in Cincinnati on business, and we somehow ended up in this massive grocery store just outside of Cincinnati called Jungle Jim's.
Jungle Gyms.
And it had an entire room dedicated to hot sauces. Not an aisle or a little shelf on an
room
aisle.
for hot sauce.
An entire room dedicated to hot sauces. And some of these were names I couldn't even possibly repeat in public, but some of them were locked behind a glass cabinet.
Why are they locked?
Because they were stupidly expensive. Not because they were so dangerous. Well, they may have been dangerous, I don't know. But we're talking thousands of dollars for a little bottle of hot sauce in a beautiful, pretty little box. But
Madness.
thousands of dollars for a hot sauce, that's obscene.
Do you remember like Wingdome? Do you remember going when we went to Wingdome here in Seattle and they had those 7-alarm super hot wings?
Yes, I know why you brought that up because it was to do with hot and spicy, isn't it? Yeah. So we had the... They grade it, don't they, on certain alarm numbers, and the hottest being 7-alarm chicken wings. So we got the 7-alarm sauce on the chicken. There's the three of us, right? There's you, me, and I think it was
You
Gary.
get your picture on the wall if you eat them.
Yeah,
don't you?
that's right. Yeah. So we ordered a chicken wing, singular, each 7-alarm. We all started to eat it, and it's kind of messy, isn't it? Really, it gets all over your fingers, and
Yeah.
you ate yours pretty quick.
I just swallowed it to get rid of it.
Yeah, I remember Gary got the hiccups.
He was sweating.
But I ate mine and my mouth was literally on fire. I couldn't feel my lips because it's all over my lips. They're really messy things to eat. And so I decided I'm going to wash my hands. So I'm going to go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet. Oh, and by the way, they tell you beforehand when the waitress comes over, don't touch your eyes. So anyway, I'm going to the toilet to wash my hands. And I thought, well, while I'm in the toilet, I'll have a pee. So I had a pee and then I washed my hands. And then I got back to the table where we were all sitting. Gary still got hiccups. And it was at that moment when I sat down that I realised I'd made a terrible mistake. Think, don't touch your eyes. Yeah, well, so I'll leave that up to the imagination of the audience to figure out what was going on in my pants. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe so you never miss another episode. Also, check out our social media content for more ways to avoid being middle-aged and miserable.